This is Kugan Cassius for iFilm London. We're at the Liverpool Hilton here in Liverpool. With me, I've got world title challenger Tony Bellew. What's happening, Tony?
How's it going, Cougs?
Alright, I'm in your neck of the woods now, so
Yeah,
I'll
you're down
just
my
keep quiet
patch.
and...
You're dressed sensibly, so you'll be okay for tonight.
Right, let's just leave that comment as it is. Leave that comment as it is. Derry Matthews, Curtis Woodhouse, how do you see this fight going?
It's a really good fight. It's a real trade fight. If Derry uses his brains and doesn't have a war, then I think Derry will come out on top. But if you have a war with someone like Curtis, then you know it's playing into his hands, mate, and it's a very dangerous thing to do because he's a big, strong lightweight. So I favour Derry, and I think Derry will win, but by no means is it a given or is it an easy fight. So you know it's a tough fight.
Okay, Liam Smith and Eric Oshiang battling out for the British title as well.
Liam is one of the most underrated kids in the whole country. His boxing ability, he can box, he can fight, he can war when he needs to, he's strong. I just think he's better in every single department. So you know, he really is a top level kid. Liam, people haven't seen the best of him yet because he hasn't had no one to really push him and drag it out of him. You don't win ABA titles with ease like Liam did for no reason. I've seen Liam since he was a kid, and I just believe, you know, he'll go on to be a really big star in this city.
Okay. Rocky Fielding also bidding to become a Commonwealth champion tomorrow night against Mohammed Akan, I believe his name is. So it looks a tough fight. He looks a serious guy.
Yeah, I mean, I've just shook hands with the guy. He's just come over to me. His coaches recognise him and stuff like that. So I don't really know much about him. I'd be lying if I said I did. Rocky's an accomplished kid, and you know, Rocky's a good fighter in his own right. A pound over the weight there. It looks a little bit tough, but you know, I'm sure there's a reason behind that. Dodgy scales, people get things wrong now and again. I think Rocky will become Commonwealth champion tomorrow. You know, listen, Eddie's very clever the way he matches his fighters for the first title, and then he starts to put you in even matches once you are an established champion. I believe that after this fight, you know, he'll match Rocky very evenly. For this one, I don't know how good this kid is, so I'm told by sources he's very tough. But you know, Rocky's a well-skilled kid and a well-schooled kid as well, so he should have too much.
And finally, Callum Smith also fighting on a bill in a 10-rounder for the English title against Patrick Mendy. So it could be 3 British champions and 1 English champion from the same family, which is remarkable, isn't it?
So it's a feature that will never happen again in this country, ever, I predict. You know, I'm from a family of 4 brothers, and let me tell you, there's just not a single hope. One of them besides me will climb in a ring, so for 4 of them to all climb in a ring and become champions in their own right is an outstanding, amazing achievement. Callum, for me, is the best prospect the city's had in a long while. You know, I don't class Joe Selkirk as a prospect no more. I class him as a championship style and calibre fighter now, but Callum Smith is the best prospect this city's seen in a long time. He is that good. I know, I've done a couple of rounds with him in the gym and I've watched him grow and mature as he's grown older as well, so he's a really good kid. I expect Callum Smith to look really good against a fighter who people can't look good against in Patrick Mendy. Patrick is very tough. You've got to remember, he's a prize fighter winner, and they're putting Callum Smith in, a young pup with a prize fighter winner. That shows the confidence they have in him. I think it's only his 8th or 9th fight, and like I say, Patrick Mendy, prize fighter winner, knows his way around the ring, is dangerous, but Callum for me is once again the best prospect out there, and I see him coming out on top. Probably a stoppage, I'd say, between 4 and 8. I just think the pressure will get too much. I don't think it's going to be quick, and I know Callum will be patient because he's got a very good boxing brain. So I think somewhere between 4 and 8 is my idea, because I think Patrick will feel the sheer size and power of Callum, and you know, it'll take a few rounds to drag it out of him, but it will happen in the end.
Okay, just finally, just a waiting game for you, isn't it? Just to see.
Yeah, you know, I'll be there to watch Stevenson and Cloud, to watch them smash
You're going over
each
there?
other. It's nearly done now, yeah. So you know.
No, so you going over there?
Yeah, that's nearly done.
Yeah. Oh right.
Catch on, Cruz. Come on, stick with it, son. It's nearly done to sort that going there, but I see it being a great fight, and ultimately I see me becoming a world champion on the 30th of November, providing Stevenson wins. If Stevenson doesn't win, then I get to do something that's already been done to Cloud, which is beat him up and outbox him and dominate him. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for the 30th of November.
All right. Well, listen. I will see you probably tomorrow night at the Liverpool Olympia.
I'm sure you will.
And I'll just, if I get any trouble, I'll just say I'm mates with you.
I don't know about that. I'm not very well known in this city, so you know, I don't think anyone would know if you said you're friends with me. You know, I don't think they'd really be bothered.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't think no matter what you say, I don't think that jacket's going to get you out of any trouble. It's got a Star Wars badge on it, and for me, that just is, Jesus, that is bad.
Well, you don't like Star Wars?
I've never really watched it.
Do you know what? Neither have I. That's the funny thing. I don't even really like Star Wars.
If you've never really watched it, why the hell have you got a badge on? With what are they called? I know it's not Darth Vader, but is that like some kind of robot on it or?
Yeah, it's a robot.
It's a robot.
It's a robot.
It's a poor jacket, mate. I mean, it didn't stand out too much, but the more I paid attention to it, and the more I looked at the badge.
But you're talking about it. That's the thing.
Yeah, well, not everything you say is good. Not all comments are good comments.
Why have you got to be an horrible cunt? Why can't you just be a nice?
I'm not horrible. I'm just honest.
Be nice to me. I'm here. I'm like a tourist here.
I'll tell you what I do. I've got a lovely jacket when I used to be a heavyweight. I'm going to bring it tomorrow to the show. I'm going to give it to you. It's very plain. It's very basic, but it's classy. And I'm going to bring it and give it to you tomorrow. How's that sound?
Okay.
Doesn't get much nicer than that, does it?
Okay.
No fee involved. Just a gift from a friend to a friend.
And I apologise for calling you the C word. Okay. It's a bit harsh.
Okay.
Considering I'm in your country.
It's not as harsh as you turning up with that jacket.
This is Cooking Cassius with Tony Bellew for iFilm London. Thank you very much.
You're scrolling down my clothes there.